Please, before we start the interview, let's introduce yourself. Who are you and where are you from?
I am Jorgo Klouvas. I'm coming from Greece. I live in the Netherlands, in Rotterdam. I'm a very big fan of the Jim Morrison and the Doors, and that's why the reason I think you guys asked me to come here. So, come on,
Okay.
ask me what you want to know.
Well, first question is, how did Jim Morrison get into your life?
Well, he came. I was very young. I was 13 years old, and it was bad weather. It was raining, and he came. It was Sunday, and he came with the song "Riders on the Storm," and since that day, I woke up, and everything changed in my life. I said, I have to live without limits, I thought, thinking of Jim Morrison and how he was himself was thinking about this, about the life, He was, so, I mean, yeah.
The first song you heard,
Yeah?
can you remember that?
The first?
The first song you heard?
The first song of the Doors was, like I said, it was "Riders on the Storm," and after I made a kind of investigation, I wanted to know who these guys are. I was astonished about listening about Jim Morrison. The voice, his voice was so, how can I say, so clarity. This clarity I have never heard to someone else. It was very wonderful, a nice feeling, the first time to hear about.
So what you did after that? Buy a record or?
I had to go to school, and I continue listening to the Doors, and I buy, like you said, I buy all the records from them, all the LPs they had, everything, and I start to look on internet images from them. I was curious, about their lives, how they lived. I was very, I felt I had a connection with Jim Morrison. I felt that he came in my life, so I felt I had to do this. Maybe he did ask me that. I felt that he.
I'm going to stop.
Ik moet het proberen met je. Is goed, sorry.
Okay.
Als je denkt dat ik fout was, dan bied ik mijn excuses aan. Weet je?
Er is geen goed of fout, er is alleen, het kan.
Maakt niet uit, zeg maar. Moet ik eerst zo?
Ja.
Zo?
Je voeten nou richting mij, ja.
Zo?
Helemaal goed. So you first heard Riders on the Storm, and what did you decide to do after that?
Well, I was with my friends. We went to the bar, and then we got drunk. We had a couple of beers, and it was just amazing. The next day also, I was thinking about Riders on the Storm. So I was trying to discover how this guy started about this music. And I was 13 and I became 14, 15, 16, and I didn't stop. You know, I was still, everything was, you know, about the doors, I was just on time. So, and that's it.
Okay.
Next question.
You know, Jim Morrison had a lot of art forms besides making music. What was the part of Jim's art that got you?
His music, you know, touched me very much, and also his poetry. But I must be honest, I fell in love with his music. I when I get older, I got 25, I started to listen to his poetry, but first his music. It was just, it was a miracle. So it started with his music, if you want to know about this. The music was magic.
What do you remember especially? What touched you about the lyrics?
What touched me was, you know, his way of living, like how he was living. He was making his music or his life, you know. For example, people are strange, all this stuff. It's a part of his life. You know, he was somewhere, and he was sitting like I sit, and he felt uncomfortable. So he thought people are strange. When you're a stranger, faces look ugly. When you're alone, so. But this is amazing when you think like this, or you know, these words. You say something, and they stay. Even after 50 years, these words, they still stay. So I don't have I can't say nothing anymore about this. Was goed, of niet?
Yeah, that was very good.
Ja, was goed.
Could you say Jim's music or poetry helped you in your personal life?
Yes, it helped me, you know, but not in the positive way, you know. I start to. I'm not gonna say that I start to live his life, his extreme life he had, but I saw that thinking like he did, you know, my wife left me, and all these things, you know. I don't think that he was so bad, but I lost my life thinking about him. I must say this. So, next question.
You lost. I didn't understand that. You lost
Yes,
your
I
life.
did. He was very. He was an obsession for me, you know. I didn't want to react or live like him, but somehow I did. I did.
Yeah. You got overwhelmed by Jim. Is that it?
Maybe. But this is what he wanted, I think. He wanted me to be like this. I didn't ask for that.
Okay.
You know, He's a treasure. He's amazing, just amazing. Ask anybody in the whole world. He knows him.
And later in your life, can you describe a situation where he was a support for you, or he was of any help to you?
I was 2 years ago. I was in jail, and I had a big trial, like he had in Miami. You know the Miami incident. You know the story? No, you don't know. Anyway,
You can explain to me.
he was. It was a very strange period situation. He had so many enemies around him, so he decided to go insane. I mean, to the authorities and to the just our people. So, and he didn't realize that this will become his punishment. And I had the same too. I was in prison. I was thinking of him, his life, but somehow I came free, and he was the reason for me to go on with my life. It sounds strange or ridiculous, but I don't think this guy was that bad. So bad that so many people think, you know, he was very ravishing, you know, he was terrifying people with his image, and I think this was his goal, to do this. I'm happy about this when I hear Morrison talking, speaking, or singing, you know. It's just amazing,
That's
you know.
distraction.
So you're gonna cut this, huh?
Yeah, I will.
Tell me. Now,
I can imagine when you're locked up.
Yeah.
Did you play his music a lot more than before, even more than before? Did you have special connection with some song?
I am. You know, I love music. I love rock music. You know, I love many artists. I'm not gonna say names. You know, I love rock music very much. You know, people. I love artists. You know, they have a good music, but they are coming until here. But Morrison came from here. He came inside and he touched me here. And I was always, every day, thinking, why this guy did this to me, you know. His voice, I can never forget this voice. Breaking through to the other side. Talking about death, but it gives you a feeling, such a positive feeling to go on with your life, you know. It's just amazing to say something about this. So the guy was just.
Is it like
Yeah?
Jim had to fight his demons and you felt similar to that? Can you say it? Did you recognize this struggle?
Many people ask about this, and it's true. It's a little true about this. They think the guy he was, you know, he wanted sometimes to be alone. And if you, how can I explain this in English? I will try, yeah? I'm trying. Eh? Gaat het goed?
Yep.
He was very shy, you know. He was shy. If the demons came just when people were looking about it. You know, when people many times was channeling him. You know, and if you do this to someone, it starts to feel uncomfortable. So he started to also to feel not good. I mean, how can I say? He didn't want it anymore to be the Morrison he was, you know, but because he realized that it doesn't help. So he left to Paris. He left America to start a new life. But this was his death. There, I thought he could live for so many years more, but he didn't. He was clean, you know. He didn't use drugs. He stopped drinking. I don't know what happened.
Next question is,
You're gonna cut?
How did Jim inspire you?
Well, he was so brave, you know. He was very brave, and he was he was so original person. I loved this. I loved when he was so original. You know, they played the Sullivan Show, you know, in America. They asked him, can you change the words, light my fire, baby, we could get much higher, can you change it? He said, okay. And when he was live, he didn't. I love this. This was a very original moment. Every day when I think about this, I'm laughing, you know? Because he did that, he knew he had to do this, but he didn't. And he's
a rebel.
This is a revolution, you know, like he was. And I think also I remember when they played in Hollywood in 1968, and he was singing when the music's over. And he had to, hoe zeg je dat in het Nederlands? Buur laten.
Burp.
Ja? Buur laten.
Burp.
Ja? Burp.
Yeah.
Burp. And the people were laughing.
So you have to start the sentence again, please.
Ja.
So
je gaat die opnieuw doen, hè?
tell the story again. Okay. So he was.
Yeah. He was talking, singing, you know. He was, and how you say this? Burp.
Burp.
He had a burp, and all the people were laughing. And after he started screaming with his song, "We own the world, and we own it now." And that was a miracle. I don't think that someone else can do this again. Repeat. So that was also an original moment of Morrison. So
Good story.
yeah, yeah,
For you, what's the difference between listening to the Doors
yeah.
and listening to any other band's music?
Well, like I said, I love a lot of. I have a lot of favorites to my music. I love a lot of groups. But can I call names or you say? I love Metallica. I love Scorpions. I love Queen. I love the Nirvana. I love Deep Purple, Nazareth. But they are coming until here. But the Doors came here, and they came further until here. They touched me so far. Jesus. The first moment I listened to the Doors, it's like I took 10 pills in one time. Those are very. They don't have time. They don't have limits. And this is what they make them so special. And I will stay listening to the Doors for the rest of my life, I think. I love them.
I think you already gave answer to this question.
Yes.
What part of Jim's art fits you the most? Music, poetry, or film, and why?
I think his music, I love his poetry, but this is something I believe it's a personal, it's something personal to him, so I will never gonna give a comment about his poetry. I think this belongs to him. His music, his words is my life, What he says, imagine. Can you imagine? It's just amazing. Just his music, He started with his music. So,
How did Jim's art influence your thinking and the way you see life?
this is a very bad question, I guess. I don't think I can answer this. And I never imitate him, Sometimes, how can I say this? I wake up in the morning and I see Jim Morrison. I go to work. I think he's next to me, I come home. It's like he lives with me. I think he's still alive.
Do you feel like he's your mentor or something?
No.
Your teacher? Or
No.
not really.
No, because when I saw him, when I saw his dream for first time, he was just a friend, and he's still a friend of me. I still see him as a friend, and nothing more. And I think I am a friend he wanted to have. because he's not going. He's every day with me. He is coming every day, every fucking day, you know. So I don't have words to explain this to you, so I think you understand. He's just so powerful. He's very strong. He was, when he lived, he was very strong, a strong person. You know, his body was very strong. So that made him, you know, produce this voice he had. The voice he had was very strong, and it stayed. I think this is the secret from him, is his simplicity, I guess. The simplicity he had for the life we live now. And nothing more. He was just simple. He was. If you go with him to the bar, you know, you're never bored with him. To say something needs to say about.
But what do you think? What was his goal in life?
What?
What was his goal?
His goal was, I think, and I think I'm very interesting about this. You know, I thought about this very long. We need people like Jim Morrison in this world. He just wanted freedom. He wanted, you know, his occupation was an artist, but I think he wanted to prove to us that if you stay yourself, you can go very far with your life. So I think in his short life, I think he gave us a message that other people sometimes they cannot even think about it. I mean, he was a revolution in this world, Morrison. Ask anybody. Don't ask me. Ask the rest from the people here. He was very original, you know. He was, his clarity. He had so much clarity to prove. I don't want to say names, but I don't think ever other people can reach his talent like Morrison did. There are a lot of people, they are good in music, but not like him. So forgive me if I talk bad about artists, because I'm not. Heb je goed gedaan of niet?
Jazeker.
Yes? Of zeg je vervelend?
Nee.
Zo zie je weet niet wat je moet. Nou, kom op, maakt niet
Did
uit.
Jim change your life in a good way or a bad way?
Jim changed my life in a very bad way. I must say this. Yes, I have to say this. My ex-wife didn't know. She didn't want to know about Morrison. Nothing. So I tried to stay at home, not to react so, ridiculous or you know, disturb things, or I just wanted to stay with my wife, but she didn't want to accept Morrison in my life. So I couldn't help that. So I left. I lost my wife. I have been separated. I lost my child. You know, I see my child sometimes. But Morrison was a reason. He played a very big role in my life. And I don't blame him, you know, he's dead. But the motherfucker is so genius. He's a good guy. And please say this to everybody. So, next question.
Was your wife jealous of Jim? Could you say that? Is Jim more important than your wife by the time?
I think he was. I think that my wife, I didn't start nothing, you know. I guess she was because I saw her reactions, you know, how she was. Even I was laughing to her, or I was very good, you know, give a hug or something. She would just go and she said, no, not Morrison in my house. So I decided, I said, I will stay with Morrison. You go. It's very ironic, pathetic, and I know, but that was my feeling. I can't change this. I will not say I cannot do something fake. If something is real, my feeling with Morrison, I cannot leave it for someone else. Because this was first. So I started to feel so, and this was that was also what Jim had, Morrison. He had the mind from the old Greeks, you know. If something is coming to your mind, you must do it. You must not say okay tomorrow or no later. You must do it exactly the same time. And that was Morrison, and so was I also. I think my character is I can how you say this in English, compare. I can compare his character with my life, or also with my character. I never imitate him, never. I never did. But I always think about him, always. So, next question.
Yes. I think it's the last one.
Nou, wat vind je? Was goed? Of
One moment.
vervelend?
Okay, the last question is, what do you think is so special about Jim's energy, since there's so many people around the world who still love Jim even 46 years after he died?
Now, this is something of what I already say to you. The guy, you know, I think, you know, the way he lived so extreme. His life was, you know, he hated limits. He hated rules. So you can imagine, You can imagine a life without rules of limits. How long it's gonna last. So I don't think you know, these days, or I don't know, you know, someone else can come and will be like a Morrison. You know, he came one time in this world, and that's it. he tried to prove how he wanted to change the world. Like I said, we need people like Morrison. I think guys or people or men or women, I don't know, who really know him, who will say today, come back, come back. I really want him to come back in this world. You know, he changed my life. And he's still doing. After 47 years. Still.
Did you ever visit places he went?
Huh?
Did you ever visit places he went?
Yes, I was. I have been in Paris at his grave. You know, I never took pictures. I did this on purpose, you know. I thought this is something, because I never believed he was there. I saw a fucking so small place. I said, is this your place? I thought, you know. You're so famous, so big, so great person. You're just getting a small corner in the cemetery, you know. I left it like this. I have been also in LA, where he grew up, in Venice. It felt like a magic. Real. I never read about him or something. I never read something or everything. You know, he says everything to me. He's coming to my life. I don't want to read about him on the internet these days. I hate the internet. But he's always coming. He's coming. He said to me, this. I know things, you know, things. Fans, I have a group on Facebook, fans, they ask me, you know, how you know this, that. I know this. I communicate with him. I hate to say this, but this is the truth. He came to my life 25 years ago. And he's still there. So, next question.
That's it.
Please. That's it.
Thank you very much. You did very well.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, really.
Yes?
Yeah. It touched me.
Echt?
Really.
Echt? Really? You got it?
I got it.
Weet je,
How long do you
ik heb van tevoren een beetje voorbereid, maar weet je, als je komt, je weet niet wat je moet zeggen, hè? Maar weet je, die dingen, die tussendoortjes, die pauzes, die moet je ook